Hey, this is Bill Steffen. Happy Sunday. You just missed daughter number two, who was here today for a little bit, and you just missed a cat that just kind of walked across here. I'm trying to keep them away so it doesn't mess up the computer or something like that. And anyhow, it's been a busy day around here. Cool pattern, and we're going to talk about that here in just a second. But let's start out and talk about the severe weather around here. Boy, what a week this has been. Severe weather on Friday. There were 30 tornadoes, and in fact, this week there were 8 tornadoes in Michigan, and 27 fatalities occurred. There were, I believe, let's see if I get this right now, 18 in Missouri around the St. Louis area, 7 in Kentucky, I think, and 2 in Virginia. The 2 fatalities in Virginia were people that were hit by falling trees when they were outside. When you get a storm like this, try and get inside and try not to be, driving in a wooded area where a tree limb can fall on your car or something like that. Look at the number of severe weather reports. In the last slide there, we got 370 severe hail reports and 788 wind damage reports for a total of, drum roll, 1,188 reports of severe weather. And that's a very busy day. May, of course, is the most significant month for severe weather in many years here in the lower 48 states. A couple of the severe weather reports: a 75-mile-an-hour wind gust at the Indianapolis airport, an 83-mile-an-hour gust at Frankton, Indiana. It's not too far away. And a 4-inch diameter hailstone that is almost as big as a softball. And that was down in Kentucky at Ballard, Kentucky. But I think there were over, let me see if I can read the green writing there in that 30, I can't read it. It's 30 some reports of hail 2 inches in diameter or greater. So hopefully we won't see many more days like that here the rest of this month and year. All right, let's take a look at where there's going to be severe weather today. Again, there are 2 enhanced or level 3 outlooks, one from Kansas down into Oklahoma, another one back in that same area that got the severe weather back in, was it Wednesday of last week, out there northeast Colorado and western Nebraska. So it should be another big severe weather day. Now, of course, that's one nice thing about having the cool weather in Michigan, is that shoves all the severe weather off to our south. Okay, that's Sunday. Let's go to Monday and show you that the severe weather on Monday is going to be in about the same area. It moves east just a little bit, but this is a tornado alley day from Texas up into western Iowa and western Missouri, and maybe more severe weather for St. Louis. And this will be another tornado day as well. That's a level 3 outlook in that orange enhanced color there, as you can see. All right, that's Monday. Let's go to Tuesday, and you can see yet another big severe weather day. The yellow is the slight risk, and the orange is the enhanced risk, which comes close to Birmingham, Alabama. So we'll have to let Michelle know. She'll be looking out for it. They just had a big thunderstorm down there the other night. All right, let's go on and take a look at the power outage situation here. We had nearly 300,000 customers lose power with the storms, most of them in southwest lower Michigan. This is the map, the Consumers Energy map from 1010, and it showed we were down from 300,000 to 84,000, and 77,000 of those were consumers customers, 84,000 in the state of Michigan. It will be probably until the end of Sunday. Then, of course, as the power outages get fixed, that means more crews are available to hit some of these. So it tends to make the process go a little bit faster here as the day goes on. But there'll probably be a few people into Monday morning that still may not have power. And you can see that concentration there north of Battle Creek, where one of the tornadoes occurred. The 8 tornadoes in Michigan, they were all EF0 or EF1. We did not get, there was an EF2 over in Wisconsin. I believe that was the Mayville tornado. But most of the tornadoes here in Michigan this year, fortunately, have been on the small side. All right, we're going to take time out and thank our sponsors right now, starting with Complete Care Concierge.
Need a fast, efficient, and affordable cleaning service? Complete Care Concierge has you covered. Serving all of West Michigan, we offer one-time, daily, weekly, and bi-weekly cleans, plus move in, move out. We also service apartment hallways and laundry rooms. Our work is guaranteed, gift cards are available, and we even clean on weekends. There's no better way to say I love you than giving a tired mom a break from dishes and laundry. Are you a busy professional? Pamper yourself by taking vacuuming and dusting off your plate. Office manager, keep your business looking and feeling its very best. Call 616-264-1397 today for a spotless space and total peace of mind.
When your home needs help, you might not know where to start. Why not ask Ace? We're always here to help with Ace Handyman Services. Our talented craftsmen handle everything from drywall and carpentry to doors and kitchens. We're the neighbors you trust to get the job done right. Let's get started. Book your handyman appointment today. Ace Handyman Services, bringing helpful to your home.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Here's a look at temperatures Friday and Saturday at 5 p.m. in the afternoon. And boy, what a difference a day makes. I think there was a song about that once. Grand Rapids, Friday, 84 degrees at 5 o'clock, and Saturday, 57 degrees. Wow, that's a big difference. And it was drizzling and windy and kind of chilly out there. Manistee, up north of Ludington, 85 degrees, and they dropped down to 54 24 hours later. That's a 31-degree difference. And a 30-degree difference at Traverse City, they made 86 with a south wind giving them some downslope warming, adding a couple of degrees there. And they were only in the mid-50s with a chilly wind off the bay there for Saturday. And look at Manistee. Manistee is kind of interesting because they got a south wind, but they didn't get into the 80s like everybody else because the south wind comes up through the entire length of Lake Michigan. So their temperature at 5 o'clock was just 56. And Saturday, the wind turned to the west, the colder air started coming in, and they were at 48. So Manistee, you kind of missed out on the warm air a little bit here. They'll have some nice days here this summer, but a lot of natural air conditioning on the hottest days, and they get that wind off the cooler water with a south or southwest wind. Okay, wow. Let's move on and take a look at some of the headlines here for us. Cooler pattern for this week, no 80s this week, no 70s this week, I don't think, and maybe toward the end of the week, and we may come close, but it won't be quite as windy today as it was yesterday. We had some gusts up around 35 miles an hour. Dry weather expected for today and tomorrow, and then we'll have a chance of showers from late Tuesday afternoon or Tuesday night through the day on Thursday. And Wednesday in particular, if it's raining all day on Wednesday here, that's going to be a chilly day with temperatures hanging around 50 much of the day. All right, let's go on and talk a little bit about what's ahead here for us here. First of all, at the lake shore, you're going to find the weather tomorrow, not bad. There may be a little bit of sun in the afternoon, kind of cloudy in the morning. And that's a picture from where they're building the new ice rink in Holland. And that's coming along. There's a lot of interesting things going on in Holland. And we want to thank them for letting us use some of their sky cams right here, which some of them are sponsored by Big B Coffee. Want to give them a little bit of a plug here. Partly sunny skies for tomorrow afternoon, kind of cloudy in the morning, not quite as windy. Temperatures will only be stuck in the 50s from downtown Holland toward the lakeshore. Much of the day, it may only be in the low 50s right by the water. So keep that in mind. You want to take a jacket with you if you're going to be by the lake. A look at the 66-hour rainfall chart and the entire state. Look at the key there. That's an inch and a half for the entire state of Missouri. And those orange and red areas there indicate even more than that. That orange is up to 3 inches of rain expected. It goes back up into South Dakota. That northern plains has certainly been seeing some rain. And back down toward Texas a little bit. That all stays south of us here over the next 66 hours. And then as it comes east, we'll just be on the northern fringe of that. All right, let's go to zoom into Michigan right here. And you can see the rain that's coming here. This will be for Tuesday night, and the successive areas of green. That yellow will kind of rotate just to the south and head through Indiana and Ohio. And we'll be on, like I said, on the northern edge of it. We will be seeing rain here Tuesday night, Wednesday night, probably into Thursday. And hopefully we can dry things out here toward the end of the week. But wet pattern for much of the central U.S. Okay, 64 degrees, some afternoon sun. I'm trying to be optimistic with that. 45 in the morning, not as windy. Winds will be northwest coming off the lake, 5 to 15 miles an hour, so it will be cooler near the lake. Humidity around 70%. Good thing about that is it's holding the fire danger down here in the state of Michigan. We sometimes get a higher fire danger when we have windy, dry patterns here, but it hasn't quite been the case this year. All right, some high temperatures here for the day today. We start out with Sunday, and temperatures should be in the mid-60s in inland areas for highs during the afternoon. Cooler near the lake, you can see South Haven there at 53. So while it's 65 in Grand Rapids in the afternoon, and maybe only low 50s while you're picking up some blueberries or whatever you're doing in South Haven, 54 there at Benton Harbor, and Ludington also at 54. Then the outlook for Monday, ever so slightly better in terms of picking up a little bit more in the way of sunshine, and hopefully we'll get temperatures back up into the low to mid 60s. Okay, let's go on now and take a look at the long range outlook for you out to 5 days. We've got partly sunny skies for Sunday. Sunday and Monday, both low to mid 60s, but cooler near the lake. Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday, I've only got upper 50s out, and that's dependent upon it not raining all day. If it rains all day, it'll be low to mid 50s. I think temperatures hold at around the low 40s. We'll have to watch the far northern areas, northwest lower Michigan. If there's any clearing in there, there could be an isolated chance of frost in some of the low spots. That would be, though, north of Big Rapids, and not everybody's planted stuff. A lot of people were out picking up garden items here Saturday, and I think we're probably free of frost from Grand Rapids off to the south for the rest of the spring. Latest long-range outlook continues the trend of blue over West Michigan. Below average temperatures for the period from around Memorial Day weekend through the 31st. Warmer than average weather out through the Rockies and in South Texas and in Florida. Florida's having a warm spring. They've had a lot of days up there in the low 90s, even some mid-90s down there. But not a lot of warm air for us. We certainly don't make 90. I doubt we make 80 through Memorial Day weekend, if not beyond. And then in terms of rainfall, near to below average, and you can see that rain is just to the south of us where the front's going to be. More significant rain expected over those southern plains areas there and in the Pacific Northwest. Okay, let's see what Michelle has come up with us. She's added some extra graphics for us. First from Matthew Hooksema. A couple of pictures showing the trees that were down. I mean, there were literally thousands of trees knocked down here in West Michigan. We'll have to call the Arbor Day Foundation and see if we can get some of those replaced here. All right, let's go down to the next slide and show you more damage here. And this is a big tree that got toppled. You can see coming across the walkway there. There were, I think, practically every county south of Grand Rapids had trees on houses. And again, you have to be really careful driving around because a tree can fall right in front of you, and that can really pose a danger to everybody. But thanks to Matthew for those pictures. Okay, May 18th, 1980. I remember this well, the explosion of Mount St. Helens, the last big volcano we have had in the contiguous United States. It occurred about 8:30 in the morning. There were 57 fatalities. 200 homes were destroyed, a number of businesses. I think it was 185 miles of roads that were destroyed, 15 miles of railroad track. There was a huge pyroclastic explosion and subsequent kind of a tsunami is what it was, where you have this pyroclastic flow, I think is what it's called, where the snow melts, and the combination of the snow melting and the heat right away and the volcanic ash and lava made for kind of an avalanche of part of the mountain. In fact, that mountain used to be a pyramid, and the whole top of it blew off. I believe the mountain today is about 1,300 feet lower in elevation than it was before the eruption. And this is only about 55 miles northeast of Portland, Oregon, where this occurred. It took about 2.5 days for the ash to come over Grand Rapids, and it looked like just a thick layer of cirrus clouds. And we saw the temperature about 3 degrees cooler because of the volcanic ash. Volcanoes can certainly affect the weather. If you take a look at Tambora and Pinatubo and Krakatoa, some of the famous volcanoes that did change the weather of the world here just a little bit. All right, kind of a sad note. No, not the sad note yet, but this I want to pass along here. May 18th, 1927, the Bath School Massacre. So this was you can read along there. This was done by one crazy guy, and it's still the deadliest school attack in U.S. history, and it occurred right here in the state of Michigan. All right, let's move on and talk about something else here. The first informal meeting of the Grand Rapids City Charter occurred on this date in 1850. That was before the Civil War. And something interesting about the motto, if we can go to the next slide here, this is kind of interesting. We have I think it's called the Motu app, isn't that, for people parking in Grand Rapids? I live way out in Alpine Township. I don't get into downtown very often. Sometimes I drive. Once I took the bus in, and that's an easy thing to do. I was impressed with that. Better experience than I thought it might be. The Grand Rapids seal contains the motto Motu Viget, I think it's called. What does that mean? There's three choices. Look at the last one. Furniture is awesome. Well, in Latin, I don't think that's true. So I got two choices here, A and B. Let's go with A, strength through activity. See if that's the right answer here. The Grand Rapids seal contains the city motto Motu Viget, and it does mean strength through activity. So that was a lucky guess. But I had a 50-50 chance. That's better than you get on Jeopardy. All right, let's go on to the next slide here. This is kind of interesting. It ties into the swing, the sculpture that's at the northwest end of the Calder Plaza. When we had festival in Grand Rapids at the outer fringe, that was out where the DeServio sculpture was, and there were always kids swinging on it. I thought it was pretty cool. It's located next to the Ford Federal Building, northwest corner of Calder Plaza. Yep, the piece is an intersection of steel beams with a large tire hanging from it, nicknamed the tire swing. And that's not a picture of the tire swing. That is a picture of another DeServio sculpture, which is out at the Meyer Gardens, and that came to us in 1977. He also has pieces in various gardens, and I believe in Italy as well. Pictured here, that was a picture by daughter number 2. This is a family project, this kind of mini podcast that we're doing here. Okay, let's go on to the next slide here. And on this date, 1675, Father Marquette died near Ludington. Marquette founded the first European settlement in Michigan at Sault Ste. Marie in 1668. Along with Louis Joliet, with a long O, he explored the Mississippi River and the Great Lakes. His remains are in St. Ignace, where he founded a mission in 1671. You may recognize the statue of him found on Mackinac Island. Yes, indeed. And there's also a statue of him in Ludington, which I contributed a couple of bucks toward keeping the upkeep of. So that's kind of neat, but one of our early explorers here in the area. All right, on we go. On this date in May 18th, I Love Reese's Day, celebrating Reese's peanut butter cups. It probably won't surprise you to learn that Hershey's created the holiday. I'm not surprised. Okay, the Hershey's peanut butter cup was invented. In what year was it invented? Okay. I can remember getting Reese's peanut butter cups in my Halloween candy when I was a little kid. Okay, so I was born in 51. So let's go prior to that. Would it be in the mid to late 40s, or was it around earlier than that? Let's go earlier than that. Let's go like mid 1930s. How's that for a guess? The Reese's peanut butter cup, 1928. Well, I guess that's an okay guess. By H.B. Reese. I wonder if his first name was Hershey. When he invented it, Reese owned his own candy company. He had worked at Hershey's in shipping. In 1963, his sons, who took over his candy company, sold it to Hershey's. And of course, Hershey's is in Pennsylvania. They're good. They really are. I enjoy them. All right, let's go on here. May 18th. This is from Alex. A couple of things that happened on this date. 1860. Abraham Lincoln from the state of Illinois, my home state, was nominated for president by the Republican Party, which was coming to birth in Wisconsin and Michigan as an anti-slavery party at the time. and the wigs were dying out, or had died out by that time. Birthdays: Tsar Nicholas II in 1868, Pope John Paul II in 1920. He lived to be 95, so he did well. And Reggie Jackson, 1946. What would that make him? 79? 79 years old. They call him Mr. October. He was the home run king. He was playing home run derby in the World Series. Do you remember that? Reggie was really great in the post-season activity there. So thanks to Alex for that stuff. And let's go on. We got a couple more pictures to show you. John Doherty, a picture of the storm coming in up in Benzie County. And they missed out on the severe weather up there, but they got a lot of lightning, and they got 40, 45 mile an hour gusts out of it. Not enough to knock down a lot of trees. There were one or two little isolated outages there in northwest lower Michigan, but not bad. And one more from John Scully, and I like this picture because it shows again the varying colors of the sky. We've got the bright white cumulus down there at the bottom, almost a towering cumulus where the sun is shining on the clouds there and reflecting the white light of the sun. And up at the top, you got more of those grayer clouds in the shade cast by the layer of clouds up above them. A very dynamic looking sky right there. So thanks to John and John for those pictures. Well, I believe we've come to the end of our program here for today. I want to thank all of you for hanging with us. I hope you have yourself an amazingly wonderful day. We'll be keeping an eye on the severe weather off to our south. Make sure it stays down there. And we're looking for a cool week. Grab a light jacket and enjoy this coming week.